Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over all of the Rocket leaders as well as the Grunt Pokemon lineups that they do have. Not only just the beginning, we're going to see what else they have on their team here and just kind of go over this to see which ones are the best ones that you're probably going to want to hunt during this event here. And we are going to be seeing Shadow Totodile returning, so don't even worry about it. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get into this here. We'll start it off right about now. And of course, we'll start it off with Giovanni, leading with Persian like usual. Second Pokemon lineup is going to be Nidoking, Garchomp, and Rhyperior, and the final one is going to be Groudon. So it's going to be a pretty weak team to water. Garchomp is not necessarily going to be weak to water, but you can go ahead and pick it accordingly. So you should be okay going there with a lot of powered up water type Pokemon, and then maybe Steel for the front to take care of that Persian. For Cliff, of course, you're going to be seeing Shiny Shadow Machop. Second lineup is going to be Aerodactyl, Nidoking, Glade. Third is going to be Crobat, Tyranitar, and Cradily here. So a little bit more of a mix-up, a little more difficult than I would say Giovanni, well, at least to predict as far as picking your teams, because you do have quite a few different mix-ups here for the teams that they do have, but you can go in there with the charm in the middle. It should be all right. Next up, we do have Arlo with Shiny Cancina. I always get that name wrong. I don't know why. That's a new Shiny Shadow as well. Second row, you're going to see Charizard, Hypno, Golurk. Third row is going to be Dragonite, Scizor, and Salamence. This one is, it's got water in the middle, 2 weeks. So again, just kind of vet it out and see what they have and then go back in there. Sierra is going to be Shiny Shadow Trapinch, which is going to be available here. Second is going to be Sableye, Melodic, and Honchkrow. Third row is going to be Alakazam, Victory Bell, and Houndoom. So, you know, typical stuff here. Shouldn't be too difficult there. All right, now for the normal Grunt. Normal does not mean weak. So this is going to be the male. You will be able to encounter Shiny Shadow Teddiursa and Shiny Shadow Stantler. You will also be able to encounter the Glameow, and I do believe the second row does have a chance to be encountered, but it is not too high or likely, so good luck on getting those Shiny Shadows there from a Grunt. Next up, we do have the Fire Grunt female, which is going to be Chimchar and Darumaka. Darumaka is going to be your new Shadow Pokemon, which is going to be a very strong fire type attacker when you do evolve it into Germanitan, so you probably want to look for that one. And this is going to be on the list for you to hunt. So the Fire Female Grunt. Next up, we do have the female Grunt for the water. These waters are treacherous. You can see all of them on screen. And there is your Shadow Totodile, which is going to be very meta now. So if you're looking for a good IV, or you just simply don't have one, now is the time to get that, as well as Piplup alongside that too. Now, of course, you're going to be able to TM away frustration, so make sure you make that happen. These waters are treacherous for the male Grunt, are going to be all Gyarados, or sorry, all Magikarp, okay? So still a pretty good Shadow there, so I mean, don't sleep on it if you still need one of those. Definitely worth your time there. Next up, we do have the Electric Grunt female, which is going to be Mareep, Blitzel, and Joltik. Shadow Joltik into Galvantula is going to be pretty good, pretty interesting there. Shadow Ampharos is also great for PvP, so don't sleep on that one as well. Moving it on to the next one here, we do have the male Grunt Grass, and that is going to be Turtwig and Snover. So Shadow Obama Snow is going to be pretty good. As far as Turtwig's evolution Shadow, I guess Grottle has some pretty interesting play. I've used it myself, but it's nothing to write home about. Right home about. All right, the electric, or not the electric, the snow female is going to have Shadow Swinub as well as Shadow Snover, or Snowrun. So those are pretty good. Get in there and get that one. Stumbling over my words here. Let's pick it back up. And now we do have the female fighting Rocket Grunt, and you do have a chance to get Shadow Shiny Machop on there, as well as a Shadow Sneasel or a Shadow Darumaka. Shadow Sneasel is pretty good. And then we do have the Poison Grunt female, which is going to be, yet again, Hisuian Sneasel yet again, and Fungus for your lineup there. And then you do have Nidoran and Nidorino for the middle one if you actually get those encounters. It's funny, every time I encounter something that I want, I always get the middle one. It's unbelievable. Taking a look at the ground male Grunt, you do have Hisuian Diglett, or should I say, yeah, Hisuian Diglett, Wooper, and Excadrill, or should I say Drillbur. You definitely want to hunt this one. Definitely good. Excadrill Shadow unbelievable. Here we have another new shadow Pokemon coming from the female flying grunt, which is going to be Pidgey. All right, so you can encounter that, which is definitely going to be very interesting. And you also have Starly, which if you're looking for a good shadow, I know I was, but I never got one maxed out. And then we do have the psychic grunt. You do have two new shadows coming from this, Gothitelle as well as Solosis. Again, these are not going to be too great on the map for now as far as their usability in Go Battle League, but you may want to hold on to them for a future community day. Taking a look at the bug grunt, you do have Scyther, Shuckle, and Dwebble here. And Shadow Dwebble's evolution could be okay, and Shadow Caesar is interesting, I suppose, but again, nothing too crazy here, and no shinies as well. Moving it on to the male rock grunt, let's rock and roll. This is definitely going to be one you want to hunt as well. You do have Onyx, Cranidos, and Shieldon. So these are going to be pretty good. All of them, all their evolutions, especially Rampardos. It's going to be the top rock type attacker. The ghost male is going to be Mischievous, Driftblim, and I call this Golurk, Golett. And nothing crazy. Nothing. They took out Ghastly. So if you're trying to hunt a Ghastly, a good shiny one of those, or shadow one of those, unfortunately, those are out for the count unless somehow they reintroduce it during this event. But I highly doubt that. Moving it on to the female dragon grunt, you do have a Dratini, chance to be shiny, Bagon, chance to be shiny, and then the Gibble. Okay, Gibble into Garchomp Shadow, absolutely amazing. Okay, you definitely want one of those. And then you do have the Dark Grunt, which is going to be the Alolan Rattata, Houndour, and Stunky. So, which ones are going to be? Shadow Stunk Tank could be okay, I suppose. Onto the Steel Male Grunt, you do have Alolan Sandslash, Skarmory, and spacing this damn thing's name out, Ferrothorn's pre-evolution. I don't know what's going on with my brain right now. All right, for the fairies, you do have Fairy Female Grunt. You do have Alolan Vulpix, Ralts, and shiny shadow, potentially Mawile. That's the mascot. See if you can get one of those. All right, winning is for winners. You do have the starters here. Trico, Mudkip, and Torchic. So if you're looking to get those, are all actually pretty good as a shadow. So you may want to try to get one of those, especially Swampert and Blaziken for sure. And then for the female winning is for winners, you do have the typical Snorlax, which is always going to be good to get. Those are really good IV Shadow Snorlax. I'm telling you, they work great. They're a lot of fun. And then the Decoy typical, and it can be shiny and shadow for the Bellsprout. So if you're looking for Giovanni, using your Super Rocket Radar for the Giovanni one, you will be able to potentially encounter one of those shiny shadow Bellsprouts when you're looking for it. There you have the lineup there, folks. I don't know why I was stumbling over a few of those names there. I don't know why I'm just spacing it out. Feel like I need a little bit of extra sleep today, but that's okay. There you have it. Get hyped for this event here. We went over a few that you're definitely going to be wanting to hunt, and I'm going to say, I don't know, there's a lot of good shadows in here. It's really up to preference, to be honest with you, and what you're really hunting or really wanting to hunt. I'm going to go for Pidgey and a couple of other ones. As far as the new ones are concerned, Darumaka is definitely one I'm going to try to get as well. But otherwise, I'm just going to be TM away at frustration on a lot of Pokemon that I currently do have, as well as, of course, Groudon. I'm just crossing my freaking fingers that I get something decent already, because if I don't, what's the point of powering it up? You can only get one, and then what? You're stuck until they bring it back into the raids or something like that. But there you have it, folks. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.